Hey family, how y'all doing? I hope you're having a nice day. So fam, today we have a new moon and the time for the new moon is 12:34 p.m. And I've been seeing 1234 quite a bit. And it's kind of interesting. It goes along with the video because we're talking about ascension symptoms, ascending, and that 1234 is moving forward, taking steps in your evolution. So interesting. It fits perfectly today. So fam, I want to talk about ascension symptoms. I'm gonna get into the physical symptoms that I have experienced, the more current ones that I've experienced. But there are some things that happens as far as our ascension goes, and things to help us with our ascension that happen that we sometimes aren't aware that that's what it's for, to help us to grow, to help us ascend. And that's what I kind of want to talk about here. Not just the physical, but the things that happen that we probably don't really see at the moment, as far as knowing that it is for our growth. It's to help us to ascend. I feel like this year, there's a lot of healing happening for many of us. And this healing is happening even if chaos is what brings it. You know, that's how I feel it, like it's happening this year. And it's not just the chaos that's going on in the outer world that we see. It's inner conflict. It's like the inner conflict that feels like chaos as well. We're going through that. I feel like last year was the year of change. And this year we're kind of like adapting to that change. I feel like this healing is coming to kind of like, it's to help us to create healthy relationships, get out of the old thought patterns and the old attitudes and stuff like that. That's the ascending that I feel like is happening, and it comes in a way where it may seem like a lot of chaos going on for us when it comes. It's like the tower, where the faulty foundations crumble down so that you can build something new, something healthier, you know. That way we can heal from our issues, especially childhood issues, because those are the deep ones that we don't even recognize is there sometimes. So I feel like that is what's happening this year. We're being pushed into the next stage or the next steps in our evolution. And here's an example of how we're being pushed into the next step or the next stage in our evolution. So I've been working at my job for about a little over 2 years now, the current employment. And the energies there are energies of people, you know, that bothers me. You know, us with empathic, we can feel how people feel about us. We can tell. And what I did was I found a way to cope with it by going in and staying to myself. I go in my room, prepare my stuff, and then just stay away from those type of energies that I can feel from people. And that's what I was doing, and I was able to cope with that, right? Now this year, a little opportunity something came about, and I was able to actually discover something I already knew. It was just a little confirmation about certain people, and I'm being treated unfairly by someone who is above me. And let me rephrase that: above me as far as a title goes. And see, here's what we have to understand: when people treat us like this for no reason, when people treat us like this for no reason, it's because they're not above us energetically. They're not above us vibrationally. There's a certain kind of essence that we have that a title cannot, can't compare. And they know it. They know it. They know and feel our vibration, and they don't like it. Some people just really don't like your light. And so when they know that, they'll sometimes try to hold you back or create obstacles for you. And I guess the best way to look at that is, okay, I know what the universe is doing to me. Rephrase, I know what the universe is doing for me. It's creating chaos to push me out of my comfort zone so that I can do what I'm meant to do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, invest in this channel, which is what I was guided to do, and just work for myself, pretty much. Like, I'm being pushed into that. I already know. I've just been, comfortable and afraid of change, but I know that it's time. And so when people treat you like this, fam, you can get mad about it for a minute, be mad for a minute, but then dust it off, shake it off, because what this means is that you're on your way. That's what it means. You're on your way. That's why these obstacles happen. That's why you're going through these things, because you're on your way. That's all. So keep that in mind, and don't let people bring you down. Okay, fam? Keep that in mind. Now, another thing that we have probably been doing, which is, I feel like it's totally changing now, we're in a next stage. Many of us have been trying to wake people up, kind of like spark something in people, try to get people to think out of the box and trying to, that's over with. That's done. There's no more of trying to wake people up. Now we're in a place where we just need to lead by example. Just shine the light. Just shine your light. Let other people be inspired. Let them come along or learn something or grow. Let them, that's their job. You can't do it for them. So we're in a stage now where it's no longer time to be trying to enlighten people and wake people up. No, it's time. What's a quote that I posted once? You can preach a better sermon with your life than with your lips. So it's time to live that life that we talk about all the time and not just talk about it. Just live it and let people see that. Let people see how the way you live works for you. And then they will grow, they will ascend at their own pace, if that's what's meant for them. So that's another thing that's been happening. We are starting to let go of that trying to wake people up and just live it. Live that life we talk about and practice what you preach, allow people to see it. Another thing that's happening is purging. A lot of us are purging. We're purging, and what's happening is, and what makes this purging hard is because all of the things that are no good for us, it gotta go. It gots to go. And we like those things. We like some of these lower vibrational things, these things that are not good for us. We've gotten comfortable with these things. So it's really hard to let go of that. And that's what makes the purging difficult. At the same time, though, you can fight back and forth trying to make things fit that don't belong all you want to. You can fight it all you want. All you're going to do is remain in that cycle of purging longer than you need to. But that's happening I know many people. There's lots of different stages of this purging. I remember in the beginning, it was lots of emotional roller coasters for me, anger and sadness and frustration and bliss and like all different types of things I was feeling. Anger about stuff that happened to me when I was a kid, remembering lots of things that I forgot about. Like all of that started to happen with that first stage of awakening that I went through and purging all of those emotions. And that was difficult. That was difficult. This is, to me now, it's another stage of it. It's to the point where now it's some of the things that are deeper seated in us and it's harder to let go of it. That's what we're trying to purge now. And that's difficult because these are patterns. since childhood. These are patterns that we've gotten so comfortable with for a long time, and it's time for it to go. And like I said, if you don't let it go, you gotta let it go, fam. You're just gonna stay in that stage longer than you want to be there. And that's real. So those are the things that I noticed that is playing a huge part in our evolution now, in our ascension. And as far as the physical symptoms go, let's get into that. Whew. Okay, fam. So the flashes of light, right? We talked about that quite a bit. And I mentioned the flickers of light and stuff like that, that I would see little flicker of green light, white lights, and just, before my eyes sometimes. So on the 3rd or 4th of January this year, I'm sitting on my bed in the room, and I'm kind of just like glancing over at the corner, just kind of like thinking, zoning out. And there was a flash that was like, it was like somebody took a picture of me. That was the flash. It wasn't like a flicker of light, and it was like flash. Like I jumped, and I'm like looking around. My heart started beating. I got a little teary. And this happened again at work, like last week. So the first time was in January, then it just happened in February. Let's see if it happens this month. I'm at work doing a massage and minding my own business, zone out, doing massage, flash. And I jump, and I'm still trying to massage, but I'm a little shaky. It makes me, I feel emotional, my heart beats, and I almost feel like the teary feeling, like I feel like crying, is a mixture of fear, feeling overwhelmed, feeling, just this cannot be explained, 3D, it can't be explained. So it's scary, okay? And I know that fear is just an illusion. I'm still growing, y'all. I'm still healing, okay? But it's like, it's a bright flash. It's like someone took a picture in the room. And when I was in the room, when it happened working, it shook me, and I'm like looking around, like trying to find an excuse for that, and I can't. Maybe it was a phone somewhere nearby, and it wasn't. So I'm just like, I don't know. So everything I've searched for in regards to these flashes, which this is a new one for me, this bright ass flash. It's like someone has a real good camera and just took a bright ass, like a flash. That one is new. That was last month, and January and February when I experienced that. And what I found with research is that it's angels or spirit, as well as third eye activity. Other than that, if anybody else has heard anything about exactly what this is, because I'm not the only one that's seeing these flashes, other people are too, please share if you heard anything. Other than that, I mean, maybe I feel overwhelmed. Maybe it is spirit. Maybe it's an angel. Maybe the third eye activity gives you a glimpse. I don't know. I can't be sure. It's just, it's a little overwhelming. What else symptoms have there been? The zapping, the electrical shocking zapping. Okay, so I know people have been saying they feel it, and I had days where, I'd get a little shock here and there, and then I just kind of like, okay, well, it happens, right? But one day, it was last month sometime, it was happening to me so much. Every single thing I touched was shocking me to the point where I was scared to touch stuff. Like I was like, like everything was zap. And it was just like, a doorknob, a piece of a sheet, a person, like I'm shocked. And then there's people who I would massage and I'd go to touch them and zap. And then I'm like, they don't even feel it. I'm the one who feels it. I'm like, did you feel that? I don't know what the shocking is. And maybe we're just very electrical right now. Something's going on with us. So maybe that's the reason for the zaps and the electrical. We're just maybe very electrical right now. The things going on out there in the universe, So maybe we're just very electrical. Another thing that I've been experiencing is this: in the morning, I hear it sounds like wind howling. You know how you hear like the wind blowing? I am getting that in my ear. It's like swooshing, wind, howling in my left ear. And it happens to me quite a bit. I wake up in the morning and I'm just sitting there like, what is that? It's like wind. I don't know. That's been happening in the left ear. I'm not exactly sure what that is. And at night, that's when a lot of magical things happen at night for me, especially as I'm going to sleep. I could be laying there, and as I start dozing, it's just something strange will happen in between that. I remember one time I had like a quick vision of this really tall tree. It was like a really tall tree, and it had no leaves, like, you know, just the branches. And there were these big birds swarming around it, like how the vultures do, you know, and they were just swarming around the tree. It was a quick visual of this very, very tall tree with birds flying above it. I remember seeing that as a quick vision that I got one time. Not sure exactly what that was trying to tell me. Maybe it was a past life vision. I don't know. Aside from that, like I mentioned to you all, the tingling that would go up the spine that happened to me for many years of my life, and I didn't know what it was. And I feel like it was very intense, very uncomfortable. It would make me cry. It felt like torture, and that was happening. And I feel like the tingling that would go up, and it wouldn't go all the way up. It just seemed to stay in the back. I feel like maybe there were blockages, which is the reason why that tingling would kind of like just stay in the back and not really move. This doesn't happen anymore. Now my whole body tingles. Sometimes it feels nice, and then sometimes it just makes me squirm. Not really bad, but I just toss and turn, and you know, I usually don't get great sleep when that happens. But that's been happening where my body's just been feeling tingly throughout the night, like something's happening. Listen, I be doing some stuff in my sleep. I don't know where. I think I be going places. I don't know what. There be some things going on with me in the middle of the night, okay? I don't know if I'm going to other dimensions or what's going on, but something's happening. Something's happening with me in the middle of the night. And I know that happens with many of you. You know, you all have had, some of you are probably just now going through all of those astral projection experiences and stuff like that, but yeah. The number synchronicities haven't been crazy for me, but when it does show up, it's very significant, and it kind of, you know, like gets my attention. What was it? About a week or so ago, I was laying on my bed. I was doing something. I was on the phone or watching something, and I dozed off for a minute, and I woke up and I was so thirsty. So I get up, I go to the kitchen, I'm drinking my kombucha, taking me some guzzles of the kombucha. And I look over at the time on the stove, and it's 11:11. So I'm like, Then I glance up, and the microwave has 11 seconds left on it. And so now I'm looking at these 3 11s like, am I the only one who looks around like somebody's around when you see these numbers and when they show up and give you that eerie feeling like that? Because I be like, who's there? That's what it feels like I'm in the presence of something when that happens sometimes. So I know a lot of you have been seeing lots of different number synchronicities. You still show up and comment on a lot of my number synchronicity videos and stuff like that. And, you know, we're all at different stages. It's like I forgot where I read this, was like a garden of flowers where, you know, they all are flowers. It's just some bloom quicker than others. They're all flowers. They're all the same thing. They all hold the same kind of value. So that's pretty much how we are right now, all of us human beings. So fam, that's all I wanted to say in this video. Just wanted to give a quick rundown of what I feel like is happening right now with our ascension and physically what they mean. Please share your physical symptoms and let me know if you have any ideas or learned anything about some of the symptoms that I have. Please and thank you. So that's it, fam. That's it for this video. Thank you for joining me once again. Thank you to all of you all that have been have joined the channel and have been giving me such positive and uplifting feedback. And I'll see y'all next time, fam. Peace and blessings. Oh, Lord. Peace and blessings, fam.